Content warning. This video has been filmed while life continues on around me. You may hear a chihuahua snoring, phone noises, creaky chair sounds, desk shifting, humidifier running, and so on. I do my best to keep all the crazy distractions at bay, but sometimes we just have to go with the flow. I appreciate your understanding. Hello everyone, welcome to Conversations with Sakeina. Today we are going to do a walkthrough of the Before Tarot. Tarot One Moment Before by Corrine Kenner with artwork by Eon and Simona Rossi. After we've gone through the guidebook and seen the cards, I'm going to shuffle really well and ask Sakeina what her take is on this Before Tarot deck. This is if I can get it to, there we go, Lo Scarabeo deck. And it says, take a step to the past, looking at the Arcana you know with different eyes. The Before Tarot is the mirror to the After Tarot. All the traditional Arcana had been seen through a different light, no more as mere snapshot of a present moment, but as living archetypes connected to the flow of time. Only in this way they can tell us their complete story. Every Arcana is depicted one moment before the traditional image. All the cards show a slightly different interpretation of the familiar Arcana. The meaning is the same, but the card is taken one step back in time to his immediate past. The deck provides an unparalleled vision and depth to the traditional images and also suggests to us how the Arcana came to be and what story they are telling. Focusing on the roots of every meaning, the Before Tarot helps the reader to look at the flow of time. So the video after this Before Tarot will be the After Tarot. And then through the following week, I will be doing readings using both of these cards as well as a regular Rider-Waite deck to provide a reading for each day of the week. And this is a magnetic box, nice box with nice imagery and kind of shiny. This is something I don't think you can see on camera. It does not stick out. However, the coloring is almost three-dimensional looking. So here we go. Beautiful picture on the inside. And we'll take a look here at the book here first. So we've got Foresight, a guide to Before Tarot. On the back, it says, when I first started reading tarot cards, I was struck by the number of spreads and layouts that focus on the past. After all, isn't tarot about the art of forecasting the future? It is, but we can't predict the future without a thorough understanding of the past. And even though hindsight is 20/20, the connection between past, present, and future isn't always obvious at first glance. The Before Tarot changes that, because it's the first deck ever designed to bring the past into sharp focus. Most of the cards in the Before Tarot are remarkably close to their traditional counterparts, but they all feature a few distinct variations that will add depth and detail to your understanding of events. Your readings will become more creative and comprehensive than ever before. You'll add perspective to your readings and to your plans, and when you know and understand the past, you can prepare for the best possible future. Corrine Kenner. So as you can see, we have the High Priestess here with the bird up here at the top and keys in hand. She still has the scroll. All right, so let's take a peek here. We have the introduction. I'm going to try to keep this in focus here. How to use this guide, Section 1, Tarot Basics, before we begin, how to read the cards, spreads and layouts. Section 2, Major Arcana, Minor Arcana, before we go. Section 3, additional resources, the symbolism of color, the symbolism of numbers, astrological symbolism, the tarot date book, sample readings, and then about the author. So those are the contents. And the one thing that I can say here is the writing in these books is very small. So if you have kind of iffy eyesight, even with reading glasses or with glasses, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but not impossible. Okay, so before we begin, a brief history of tarot. Divine by design, the structure of a tarot deck, the major arcana, the minor arcana, the 4 suits, the court cards, by the numbers, right there, and astrological associations. How to read the cards and giving step by step. A little note about reversed cards. So we have spreads and layouts. We have, if I can get it to focus. Hello, where are you? There, oh, almost. The Sands of Time. It's an 11 card spread. Then we have the Time Machine, which is a 9 card spread. And those are pretty much the main ones. And then we have a section that says compare and contrast. Card descriptions, major arcana. Each one has information on gather ye rosebuds while ye may. And it's a quick blurb about the Fool. Then we have key symbols. And then we go over here to keywords, upright and reversed, astrology information, and instant interpretation. And across the top here, it gives the before tarot, the regular Rider-Waite tarot, or the main card or depiction thereof, and the after. So that's kind of fascinating. And it does kind of progress with time. So we'll look at that a little closer later. And they're all that way for the major arcana. And then we can fly back here to the minor arcana. And we have the same kind of setup with the 3 cards. So before, now, and after. And we have a little blurb about the Ace of Cups, the key symbols, the keywords upright and reversed, astrology, and instant interpretation like we had for the majors. But they compacted this. Each card has a page. And then, let's see what they do with the court cards. All right, so as you can see, we have the 3 before, now, after, and we've got a blurb about the Page of Cups, basically. The key symbols, keywords, upright and reversed, astrology, and instant interpretation. So, like the major arcana, the courts have 2 pages. It looks like. And let's see, we've gone through all the courts. What else is in the back of the book? All right, so it gives information about the symbolism of color. The symbolism of numbers, 2 pages worth. Astrological symbolism gives you the signs, the lights and planets. Tarot date book, and it is a chart which gives astrological info and signs and symbols, the cards, and dates. And they appear to be color-coded here. So they cover quite a bit. Then we have sample readings. She's given sample readings for the 2 readings that she's offered at the start of the book, or the 2 spreads, I'm sorry. She's given sample readings for. And then about Corrine Kenner and other featured works of hers. So there is the guidebook. We will come back to that. I will choose cards and read you the information from them. I put that ribbon in there wrong. All right, so I'm going to... All right, there is nothing in the base of that. It is black. It is very shiny. Very pretty box, though. I really like that. All right, so we're going to move the box away. And I'm going to show you the cards. We have the back. And they are gorgeous color. Really show up. The yellow is probably a lot more vibrant than what you're seeing on camera. It does have a border, which I don't mind. It works for me. It's shiny. It can have a glare. It's very slick. May or may not bother. We'll find out. I'll be bringing it up close, so you probably won't notice. The cardstock is pretty easy to shuffle, and I won't shuffle right now, but we will shuffle in a bit. So we're going to go through these cards and let you see what the before image of the tarot, each of the tarot cards, depicts. And if we have problems with focus, I will chop that out of the video, as always. So we're going to start with the Fool. And again, please excuse my Chihuahua. He always likes to lay right in here because I have a heater in here. He likes to lay in front of it. And so you'll be hearing him. Okay, so you can see a light reflecting here. That's how shiny the cards are. And I'm not going to go into description of all the meanings of the cards the way that they are showing up in the before. You can just take a look. And if you have, if you have a deck and it's in order of the Rider-Waite, you can always compare here. The High Priestess. The Empress. The Emperor. Sorry, I had to go back and look at his shoes. The Hierophant. So I might put a little music in the background of this one to kind of hide Sammy's snoring. Lovers. The Chariot. Strength. The Hermit. And remember, this is like the moment before the traditional Rider-Waite card. And as you can see in this one, the Hermit is using a star, which he is going to put into the lantern. So the lantern is not lit yet. But in the next card, which is the traditional Rider-Waite, the lantern will be lit. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. The Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. So this one's pretty clear actually. In the middle one, we have everybody kind of standing up in their coffins, I guess you could say, and the angel is blowing the horn, having awakened them already. The World. We're going to keep those off to the side because I think I will pull one from each, the courts, the minors, and the majors, and read for them for you. Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. Five of Cups. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Eight of Cups. Nine of Cups. Ten of Cups. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. King of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, Three of Wands, Four of Wands, Five of Wands, Six of Wands, Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands, Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, King of Wands. Yeah, I'm not actually certain that music is going to mute this boy's snoring. I'm going to try. Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, and King of Swords. All right, so there's all the cards. I'm going to take a moment here and try to move my Chihuahua to the other room so that when I'm reading for each one of the cards here, or after choosing the cards, maybe we can hear me reading instead of him snoring. Hold on, please. Okay, so we're going to start with a Major Arcana card, and I'm just going to quick swish them and pull one at random here. And we have the Lovers. So let's see what it says for the Lovers. Okay. So it says, you had me at hello. We have the card here. Guess we can actually see it here. So the Lovers share both a physical and spiritual connection. Key symbols. Eve has been created from Adam's rib, and when they meet for the first time, Adam offers her a hand so she can stand on equal footing. Their fate, however, is practically sealed. The serpent is already whispering in Eve's ear. He tempts her to taste forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Above the clouds that separate earth below from heaven above, the Archangel Raphael is waiting and watching. It's okay, we're going to look here. And we see the snake on the tree. Okay. The Lovers card is the card of choices and consequences. It's a card of love, passion, and commitment. But it's also a card of communication and clear thinking. Two trees are visible behind them. The tree of life is burning on the right. We see it right there behind Adam. Its eternal flames symbolize the passionate energy of spirit and the primal drive for existence. The tree of knowledge is on the left. The forbidden fruit comes from the tree of knowledge. Before Adam and Eve tasted it, they were blissfully ignorant. The Garden of Eden, like all gardens, symbolize order and control, protection, refuge, rest, and reflection. The radiant sun is a symbol of God, as well as the burning rays of reality and conscious awareness. It's the symbol of truth, revelation, and understanding. Above the clouds, the Archangel Raphael is waiting and watching. He serves, as a buffer between the unwitting couple and the blinding light of the sun. Yep. Raphael is one of 7 archangels and one of just 3 mentioned specifically by name in the Bible. The other 2, Michael and Gabriel, also appear on tarot cards. Michael is the angel of temperance, and Gabriel blows his horn on the judgment card. One of the 4 unnamed archangels, Uriel, is on the devil card. Raphael's name means God has healed, and he is the archangel of marriage, healing, joy, happy meetings, and travel. Keywords: upright, choice, communication, compatibility, kindred spirits, love, romance, attraction, desirability, flirtation, choices, partnerships, balance, duality. Reversed: infidelity, suspicion, jealousy, obsession, and abuse. Astrology. Astrologically, the Lover's card is associated with Gemini, the Aries signs of the twins. While most of us associate the sign with sibling relationships, it can also describe any spiritual or soulmate connection. Gemini rules the 3rd house of the zodiac, where astrologers look for information about communication, neighborhoods, and sibling relationships. Gemini is ruled in turn by Mercury, the planet of speed and communication. Instant interpretation. Don't lose your footing, even when a soulmate sweeps you off your feet. Okay, so if we look at each one of these cards here, it's the one that we're talking about. It's what's happening before. Now she's on her feet, and the snake is whispering in her ear. Which also here, but she's on her feet. And then the after card is apparently Eve handing over the apple. And we can see the angel has the sword. That'll be interesting to look at. Okay, so that's how the majors read. Let's try just a quick grab of one of the minors. We have the Ten of Swords. So let's see what that has to say. Okay. Ten of Swords. Dead man walking. The Ten of Swords depicts suffering, pain, and grief. Key symbols. A determined warrior walks past a thicket of shrubs where a group of soldiers has gathered ominously. Hold on here. Okay, so we can see, if I can get it to focus, we can see the soldiers there gathering ominously. Okay. They camouflage themselves with leaves and branches and glare menacingly at him. Their heads are barely visible, but their swords and their intentions are unmistakable. The warrior is about to be bushwhacked, and his long red cape makes his back a visible target. In tarot, the 10 cards normally represent conclusions. When the 10 of Swords appears in a reading, those conclusions are inarguable. The figure in this card is doomed. Swords are rarely literal. In most cases, they represent words, thoughts, and verbal duels. In this case, the swords that threatened could symbolize vicious personal attacks, gossip, and backstabbing. Not surprisingly, most tarot readers interpret the Ten of Swords as a card of suffering, pain, disillusionment, and grief. Historically, fortune tellers were careful to point out that the Ten of Swords was not a card of violent death. However, it sometimes did suggest imprisonment or treason, especially if it was followed by an ace and a king. Traditionally, the Ten of Swords was known as the card of ruin. Keywords: upright, backstabbing, personal attacks, ruin, defeat, grief, disruption, desolation, sadness, distress, lies, spite, and gossip. Reversed: advantage, power, authority. Astrology: the Ten of Swords corresponds to the sun, the source of energy and enlightenment in Gemini, the Aries sign of thought and communication. Instant interpretation: if you're worried about being stabbed in the back, don't turn your back. Instead, turn around and face your fears. Okay, so that was the 10 of Swords. And last but not least, we have one of the court cards that I will just kind of pull at random. Okay, we'll just do this one. We have the King of Wands. Let's take a look. Okay. Might makes right. The King of Wands commands the realm of fire with the airy intellectual energy of all 4 kings. Key symbols. He's seated on a throne carved with lions, wearing red robes and a yellow cloak dotted with salamanders. Okay. An unearthly hand emerges from a billowing cloud, offering him a wand of living wood. Yep, there it is. A fiery lion basks in the sun at his feet. Another lion is carved into the back of his throne and onto the pendant he wears around his neck. Lion there, lion on the pendant. If I can get it to focus, there it is. And then of course this lion. Like all of the tarot's kings, he wears a ceremonial cap of maintenance beneath his crown. It's a symbol of his intellect. Oh, I see. Okay. The King of Wands is a visionary entrepreneur. He's a mentor, a businessman, and an enthusiastic captain of industry. He is honest, courageous, and strong. He's a tireless defender of the persecuted and oppressed, and he is generous, almost to a fault. The King of Wands is swift, strong, and impulsive. Once he forms an opinion, he doesn't change it easily. He also has a good sense of humor and an appreciation for a well-executed joke. Upright, a strong, spiritual man, a business leader, a mentor, ambition, leadership, ability, enthusiasm, optimism, entrepreneurial spirit, a self-made man. Reversed, selfishness, severity, austerity, power-hungry, impulsivity, and impatience. Astrology. Elementally, the King of Wands embodies the heady combination of air with fire. Astrologically, the King of Wands corresponds to Leo, the sign of the lion. It's both a fixed sign, which represents stability, and a fire sign, which represents spiritual existence. The King of Wands is a confident, courageous monarch. Instant interpretation: you're a lion at heart. Don't deny your true self. Affirm it with a roar. So if we look here, we have the card that we just looked at. And then we have the Rider-Waite Smith, sort of. I'm not sure what deck they're using here. And then we have the after. Okay, so those are readings from 3 different sections. Now what I'm going to do is show you how they shuffle. So if you're a riffle shuffler, these are a little bit longer, I think, than your typical tarot. At least they feel like it. I have a hard time getting my fingers over the top. And they're a little stiff. They must be thicker than a Llewellyn card stock. I can't seem to get them to bend quite as well, so they just, I mean, they really have some snap here. So that way, shuffling is a little difficult for me. If you have larger hands, you might not have any issue with it at all. So if you are also a side shuffler, this will work, but they like to come out in kind of clumps. I personally shuffle most of the time this way because that is how Sakeina and I shuffle to get jumpers. And this is probably how I'm going to have to do it as I go off camera, unless I want to like swish them and then re-put them back all upright. Anyway, so I will be back here shortly to find out Sakeina's take on this deck. Okay, so I've shuffled pretty well, and I'm going to shuffle a little bit more as I ask Sakeina what her take on this deck is. So Sakeina, if you could give us a jumper or two to let us know what your thoughts are on this deck. And if it takes a little bit to get some jumpers out of here, I will cut some of the shuffle out of the video. So let's see what happens. Too many. 1 or 2. Sakeina, please. There's 2. All right, so we have the Empress, and we have the 3 of Wands. Both 3s. So what that tells me is she's saying that this is a deck that you will have to grow with. It's very creative, and if somebody is really passionate about it, they will go a long way with the growth here. And I'm seeing that with the children sitting on the Empress's lap, it looks like this is the time before the children are grown. So this is when it came out, and I can't remember what let me look at the box and see when the date was for this one. Doesn't really say. Should say in the book. Okay, printed September 2021. So this was quite the baby, quite the child. No one had ever done anything like this before. So this is something that is kind of going to take the innocence of a child to go through. Almost as though trying to keep the knowledge of the normal tarot in there, but understand, you know, what this is, what this means image-wise. So it'll take a little bit of work. It's very creative. And as for the Three of Wands here, it looks like he's attaching a note, the way it looks. Let me see up close here. Attaching a note or receiving a note from the falcon. I'm going to say that's a falcon. And he's reading it. So he's either attaching it or he's received it. And in the regular Three of Wands, we have him facing the other way with the world in hand. So I'm going to say that it's going to take a good bit of reading, Sakeina is saying, to figure out all of the cards. And you probably really have to, you know, have quite the passion or quite the fire to want to learn with these. But it is, as she says, a really creative deck. And creative from a baby standpoint. In other words, with this, we're looking at, let's say, the adolescence of the card, the now age of the card, or middle age of the card, and then the after might be the elderly of the journey, as an example. So, baby steps, creative baby steps, and then a lot of reading, a lot of contemplating. I'm going to look in the book and see what the meaning that Corrine Kenner did for this Three of Wands here. Okay, so it says, the world is your oyster. The Two of Wands illustrates the willpower one needs to push beyond the initial stages of creation. Okay, so as I said, somebody is going to have the passion and the fire to want to, you know, learn a whole new set of meanings, perhaps. I mean, it's very close because we're just right before, just moments before the original tarot card. But it's going to be a creative endeavor. It will, as with the threes, as she says, it will definitely give a person growth in their tarot reading skills. So she's not saying she likes it. She's not saying she doesn't like it. I think she's, you know, since she used the major arcana here, the Empress as the first card, I think she's saying that she definitely approves that because of the creativeness of the deck and using a major arcana card, you know, that's pretty important. So she's giving the creativeness of the deck an A+, I believe. And it's up to you from there whether you want to go this route or not. All right, so that is Sakeina's take on the deck, the Before Tarot deck. So the next video, as I said, will be the After Tarot deck. So we can take a look at that. All right, that's it for now. So until next time, take care.